what's the actual reason for quantum physics? Because it's just consciousness trying to understand consciousness. There's literally no quantum physicist or physicists in general who can sit up here and try to logically give an explanation to any quantum resolution for the question of consciousness, when your entire mind is a quantum computer, damn near. You feel me? By principle, it is. I mean, your entire brain, your neural operations are using quantum processes. You feel what I'm saying? Your entire biology is using quantum processes. You feel what I'm saying? Your internal network is a fractal of your external perception of reality. Like the same, if we're talking about the observation of reality, before you observe something, there's confusion. You feel what I'm saying? As soon as you observe it, there's structure. That's the same internal process for your mind. You feel what I'm saying? So when we're sitting here, let's zoom out and detach from this fucking human. You're not the human. This is also an external projection of consciousness. You're not the human. So when the human is trying to understand consciousness, it's just a full, it's just a full fucking cycle of quantum processes. No matter how big or extravagant you try to make these words seem, it's all the same shit. You feel what I'm saying? All of it is the same. There's no true answer. You get what I'm saying? No matter how complex you try to make it seem, you're just consciousness trying to understand consciousness. There's no exit from that. Every operation in your biology stems from quantum laws. You're trying to understand consciousness as consciousness. That's so paradoxical, but I understand because it's a question, of course, because it's you. That's the whole point of the universe, is to understand yourself. I get it, but the debates, all of that shit is just, you're just here, you're just doing it to have fun. Like, okay, it's intriguing to try to understand, but it's you. It's you. Literally, like, your entire neural process is quantum based. Consciousness is you, and it's been scientifically backed up for eternity. It's always been you. It's always been you. Even the study of hallucinations are just processes of the mind. If we think logical, yes, the mind is in control. The brain, this inside of here is a brain, basically like a projector that's projecting everything by receiving light. You know what I'm saying? But it's projecting. But what's that? What's aware of the projection? You feel me? Let's dive more deeper into the awareness. We only can speak on consciousness from the perspective that we have of it, which is through the first person perspective of a human being. So how can we express or go so deep into how other things or objects interact with reality when we don't know? We don't know how a cat, a dog, a lion truly interacts with reality. We just go based on the information that is collected. You get what I'm saying? Studies, and I'm speaking very simplistic so majority of people can understand, but we go based on studies, you know, like probability based, just like everything else in science. You feel me? Especially the quantum world. The foundation of quantum physics is probability. You get what I'm saying? And this is with everything. You know what I'm saying? So we don't truly know how these animals, or if anything, is truly conscious. So how can you say that another human being is truly conscious? The only proof of existence that you have is yourself, the individual that you wake up as every day. But how do we actually have justifiable context that backs up another human being conscious, or anything else in reality being conscious. Like, yeah, they said this. They said I'm whoop de whoop, and they can hold a conversation, but so can the individuals in your dream, which is not real supposedly, but it's all just external projections of your consciousness. So if that dream, these people aren't real, how can I for a fact say anybody else in my waking life is real? You can't. You can't. Factually, you can't. Like, it's not a fact. You can't. It's probability. The eyes can be very deceiving. So then you just get to thinking like, damn, like, what is this? You know? Because motherfuckers just saying, I mean, you can say anything, and most of these complex words and shit, y'all, they make it sound so much deeper. But the paradox of reality is consciousness is actually very simple. The only reason why we feel as if it's something, we feel as reality is so complex because it's tied into something that's super complex, like our brain. You feel me? It's one of the most complex components of our reality is the operation of our brain, because it is the main operator of this experience. So we think that consciousness is tied to that difficulty when it is, but it's not to the extent that we think it is. You get what I'm saying? We think, oh, the brain is so complex, so we add consciousness in that complexity bubble, when in reality the consciousness is just behind the complexity of the brain. It isn't the brain. It's behind it. It's behind the complexity of everything. The unknown, it's behind it. The known, it's behind it. It's behind all because it is all. It is all. You feel me? It's behind it. It is consciousness. All is consciousness. There's actually no true separation. That's why when we try to indulge separation into it, we're left with questions. Of course we're going to be left with questions. Because how do I know that something outside of myself is true, is real? Excuse me. How do I know that something outside of myself is conscious? Well, why do you think it's outside of you in the first place? I feel like indulging, instead of trying to outlook and find the answers, instead of indulging in the fact that consciousness isn't something you understand. It's you. Me-verse. And the more that you understand, the more that you overstand. Hope that makes sense. But peace and love to the conscious, man. This is a dream. None of this is real by principle. It's all just is. Understand that. Peace and love to the conscious, man. 3K out.